Hello there and welcome along to another Sky Sports Mixed Martial Arts conversation. Very pleased to say joining us to look ahead to her fight against Arlene Blencowe on October the 15th in the US, the early hours of Friday, October the 16th, live on Sky Sports in the UK is Cris Cyborg. Cris, how are you?
I'm great, thank you.
Good. How has the camp been? How has training been in the middle of a pandemic?
Do you know, after my last fight with Julia Budd, I knew I'm gonna fight around October or maybe September. I know it's the pandemic, it's changed a little bit my camp because usually I do my camp in South Africa. But, you know, I have the opportunity to do my camp in Huntington Beach with Rafael Cordeiro, is my first coach. You know, when I start fighting, I start training for him. And it's very nice to have the opportunity doing the camp with him, with his team and Kings MMA. You know, and then I start training and I already think about September, October. It just will work well. When I signed the contract, I was already training for it.
Oh, fantastic. So it's kind of worked out. The plan has come into place as well. How has the sparring been? Have you been able to get the sparring that you need for this, the preparation?
You know, at the Kings MMA, the training is chill because every week you have one fighter have a fight. Then it's the training, continue training. Yes, I'm doing sparring. Before I was doing a lot of boxing sparring too with Raquel Miller. She's a boxer too. And, you know, because I was thinking I'm going to do a boxing fight before MMA, and I really work in my boxing. After I start doing, I say, okay, you're going to be next MMA, we start to work out everything.
Oh, okay. So is boxing still part of the plan? Do you still want to have a boxing match?
Yes, of course. I think in my career, I have a lot of challenges, and I would like doing one boxing fight. I really like boxing, and I try wrestling by myself. I try jiu-jitsu, you know, I try Muay Thai, and they're going to be perfect. You know, always when you compete in separate sport like this, you learn a lot.
A lot of talk about two-weight world boxing champion Katie Taylor. Do you still want that fight? Can you see that happening in a boxing ring?
You know, for me, I love challenge, you know, if I have the opportunity. But now I'm focused for Arlene Blencowe. But for sure, if they know they want to deal with doing this fight, it's going to be amazing.
Yeah, what weight would that happen? Because she's fought and won a world title at 140 pounds, but she is smaller than you, Katie Taylor, 3 inches smaller, usually lighter. She's got less of a reach. Do you feel that you'd be so big in there that would be a problem for Katie Taylor, potentially, if you can find a weight to agree on?
You know, she's calling me out. Probably she have to figure out what weight she'd like to fight me. You know, I usually walk 170, 175, and I fight 145 MMA. And I think the more close going to be like 147 in boxing. I don't know.
Welterweight, yeah. So she'll have to move up. Say, Katie, put some weight on.
Yeah.
And it was interesting that Scott Coker has said that he would be happy for you to try a boxing match. How much are you enjoying being in Bellator and working with him?
No, I'm really happy. The first time I signed with Scott, I worked with him before, and first thing we talked before, it's we are partner. You know, I want the Bellator growing more and more. He wants to grow together, and both together is going to be a lot of success. And this is the first thing. We don't have an ego between us.
Let's talk about the fighting without fans, because you're a fan favorite. How is that going to be for you, do you feel, come October the 15th, in terms of your motivation? Will it affect you at all?
You know, it's really nice when you have the energy, the fans, when you're going to fight. You know, it's nice to see the love of everybody and give you love when you walk into the fight. But, you know, in my mind, I know where they're going to watch at home. But they're going to be great, too, because you're going to can hear right in your corner, you know, and they're gonna have it. I actually, when I'm fighting, I'm not listening the crowd, you know. I really focus on the fight. Really gonna be new for me, but you know, we already working this in the gym when I do sparring, and it's very quiet, just us in the corner.
Yeah, and it's easy to focus when someone's trying to hit you as well, isn't it? I suppose that's the thing with fighting. What about the importance of your first defense? Is there more pressure with the first defense than there is in the actual fight to win the title?
You know, for me, I always think about I'm the contender number one. Never think about I'm hold the title. I think about I'm going to fight for the title, and it's not going to be different for Arlene Blencowe. You know, I was training like contender number one. This is the whole my career. I did this, and for me, gonna be one more fight, and I'm gonna get that belt. Even though I'm gonna defend, but in my mind, it's one more challenge for me.
Yeah, you feel like you got the challenger mindset with it as well.
Yes.
How about your opponent, the Australian Arlene Blencowe? Been in Bellator for a long time. She's in good form. 6 wins in her last 7 fights. Got 5 knockouts in that run. How tough of an opponent is she?
She's gonna be a great opponent. I think gonna go great fight. And she's 2-time world champion in boxing. And she's came from the boxing to MMA, you know, and they're gonna be mixed martial arts. I feel great, you know, for this fight. And I feel like I have a lot of tools for finish that fight. I just have to see what's the good option for me. Or can be strike, or gonna be game, grappling game. You know, I just wanna feel the fight. But you know, she's a great opponent. It's gonna be a great fight. She like to fight. She's a tough girl.
Yeah, we look forward to it. It's interesting. Have you watched a lot of tape of her in studying for the fight? We spoke to Michael Venom Page, and he said he often doesn't watch any tape of his opponents. He trusts his team to tell him the right things. How do you approach it? Do you study your opponent? Do you watch a lot of them, or do you focus on you?
You know, usually my team watch the fights. You know, I really don't watch my opponent's fight. Some maybe I watch her when she fight Julia Budd before, you know, but usually I don't watch. My team watch, and they make the plan, they work on, and I always work like this way.
And in the future, do you look beyond this fight, or you focus just on this fight, or do you start to think about what might be next afterwards?
You know, I always like to focus on one fight first. No one step, you know. I think after one fight can change a lot of things. So I have to focus on this fight, and I'm really focusing on Arlene Blencowe.
Yeah, I wondered about Kat Zingano, whether that was something that was on your radar as well. If you stay in MMA, if you don't fight Katie Taylor in boxing, whether Zingano might appeal to you.
You know, yes, she's in my division. Probably she's gonna have a couple fights in Bellator. You know, I'm gonna be ready in the training and wait for the next opponent. But next one, Arlene Blencowe.
Yeah, well, that's fantastic. You are an MMA legend, Cris, already, making history, becoming the first fighter to win 4 titles in major MMA organizations, 4 organizations. You're only 35 years of age, but is there still a lot more for you? Is there a lot more for you to achieve and accomplish? Have you still got a lot of goals?
No, I feel great. I'm training a lot, and I don't have bad injuries. I love what I do, and you know, I don't feel when I'm gonna retire. You know, I think when I signed deal with Bellator, I just feel like new era, new opportunity, new chapter in my career, in my life. And let's see, but I feel great. You know, I feel great, and for keep going.
Fantastic. And a prediction for the fight? How are you going to win the fight? Do you know how you're going to do it?
You know, I have a lot of options. I don't like to have a plan A, plan B. I just have to feel the fight and see the opportunity come. But everybody knows how I like to finish the fight. And they're going to be, let's see. I want to see how's going to go.
I look forward to seeing you on Sky Sports. Thank you for your time, Chris. We really appreciate it.
Welcome. Thank you.